Welcome to the Dungeon House, where a bunch of regular people with regular jobs gather to play Dungeons and Dragons. We aren't professionals, so if you hear food ASMR or a baby in the back, just understand it's normal. This show is recommended for those 13 and up. The music you'll hear is brought to you by William Heaton and various other artists. We're glad that you're here to share in the fun and laughter, as well as the challenges along the way. So come on into our home, take a seat on the couch, and enjoy the Dungeon House.
Other interpretations, things like that, right? Slash a mixture of like in Corinthians is weird because like some people theorize that like halfway through there was an edit made because the tone and everything changes drastically. So
I think
it's fun.
We're live.
We're not live, are we? Are we live?
6:30.
We're live. Yep, we are.
Welcome to the Dungeon House. I don't know.
Talk about religion.
Yes.
Well, we're about to. Just fake religion, indeed.
Yeah. Hey, McKay. Where is he?
He's making salad.
He lied to us.
He's what, Faith?
He'll be back.
What did you say, Faith?
McKay's making salad.
Oh, salad. Okay.
Salad.
I didn't hear salad.
Salmonella.
You heard Slad, the type of D&D monster from the Chaos Dimension.
Nope, that's not what I heard either.
Oh, well, never mind. That's kind of awkward.
That's ridiculous.
How could you ever imagine?
Is Joy here too?
Joy, are you here? Maybe?
Joey?
No. Wait.
Well, hopefully soon.
Last time on the Dungeon House.
Wait,
Is it my turn?
I don't know if it's your turn. Oh, McKay's back.
I think.
We're starting.
I think it was. I haven't done it in a while.
McKay,
Yeah,
we are live. Are you ready to sit down, or are you still making salad?
I'm still making a salad for like 2 more minutes, but you can start the intro and stuff and go without me. I'm almost done. I just have to add like a can of beans and then it's good. So,
Beans to a
Beans
salad.
and salad?
Yeah, what kind of salad are you
garbanzo beans.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, just start. Just start.
Is it my turn?
I don't know if I feel comfortable with garbanzo beans or any type of bean in my salad.
I think
it's-
garbanzo beans are like a more acceptable bean.
That's true. Fair.
If you call them a chickpea, maybe it's better.
Yeah, chickpea bean seems a little bit better, but I don't know. Just saying, I'm putting beans in my salad. It sounds kind of.
Refried beans.
That's what that makes me think of, and that sounds uncalled for, really. Anyways, Joy, are you here?
She is. She's texting in the chat. She's just having internet issues.
Okay. Good deal.
Is it my turn?
Yes, we'll have it be your turn, Faith.
Thanks. Okay. Alright. Last time on the Dungeon House, Opal got thrown under the bus by her own fault. But that's at the end. Alright. So, after we had completed our combat against the Dark Shadows and got our butts whooped, it was not good at all, we went back to the post. Yeah, post, and spoke later with the commanding officer, Brigadier Hawes. And we're able to get some information relayed to her about what the situation entails of these shadows are a lot tougher than we thought, and we need to prepare for them. And it also enabled us to get some backup. Speaking of backup, what's Barren.
Barren.
I forgot McKay's character. He's not listening, so it's fine. Barren spoke to the guy who was in charge. He has his name somewhere. The guy in charge of the post for backup, and he was informed that it would be 5 days until we would receive backup from the Vigils for this assignment. So until then, we went on little adventures. Opal and Ren went to the temple of the Huntress and gained some information there about the historical evidence of the religion of the veiw. And then Barren and Alia went to the library and learned some things there that I did not pay attention to because Opal was not. And then Moss and Pinky went off to explore the quarry. We have not gotten information on that yet, so we'll see what happens this episode. And once we gathered that information and came back to the post place thingy, we reconvened, shared our information, and Opal became a sweaty lady. Yes.
And Ren also was.
yeah.
Alia connected the dots and was like, Ren's worshipping what's widely considered to be an evil deity.
Says who? Says who?
The people.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. So tonight, what we're going to start off with, Joy. I don't know. I don't think I should have let you kind of know, but with kind of splitting up the groups, you were tasked to go with Moss on kind of a stealth mission.
Yes.
I hope that's okay with. I feel like that's something Pinky would have done.
Yes, that is actually. I was listening to it, trying to catch up, and I was like, you guys were talking about what you were gonna do, and Moss was like, who wants to come with me? And I was like, Pinky's going, and then you said Pinky can go with her, with you, and I'm like, yes. So exactly what I would have done. So
Joy,
thank
we
you.
can't see your face, and also we're missing music.
I know. I'll show you my face in a second. My computer's still. I'm giving it a minute. Its internet is
You're good.
crappy at the moment. So.
Sorry, I was ill prepared today. I forgot to get the music started up already. Bad. Give me just 1 sec, guys. I'll have it up.
Do we have new music?
Not
Not
yet.
yet. We'll be getting some.
No worries. It's our sponsor, Baby Haze. He's the cutest.
Can you guys hear that?
Mhm.
Perfect. Good deal. Well, with that, I think we're all basically here and ready to get crack-a-lackin'. Pinky and Moss, since you have not had your little side adventure, splitting the party, we're going to start with you tonight, you two.
Oh yeah.
By the time you guys are leaving the Vigil's outpost in the Viventi Plaza, it's kind of mid-morning, around like 10 o'clock-ish. The city seems to still be bustling along, though there doesn't seem to be as many people on the road as there was yesterday. As you're walking, you notice that people's expressions seem to be a little bit dimmer, a little bit darker. There's almost kind of a sense of foreboding in the air. As you know, it's a couple-hour walk to the bread district as well as the Smiter's Quarry, those districts of the city of castles. With the time on your hands, it's up to you to travel.
Nice. So as we're heading down the path, Moss is going to just strike up a conversation with Pinky. Yeah, so, Pinky. Pinky? We can't hear you, Joy.
Great.
There
Now
you
we
are.
can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I was just like,
That's magic.
Cool. Yes.
So I got a question for you, Rufus.
Sure.
What's it with you and these kids? You seem to just play with kids a lot.
Fairies.
We lost you. Oh, there
Dang
you
it. Okay.
Well, now we can hear you. It's just
Let's try that for a little while.
That worked.
Just to see, because the internet is slow and sometimes. Okay. Yes. Well, I think that fairies are just kind of naturally tend to gravitate towards kids because we like to play tricks and just stuff little kids like to do. And I also have lots of experience with little kids, so it's natural.
Alright, so it's a fairy thing?
Probably a pinky fairy thing.
Sorry, a pinky fairy thing?
Yeah.
So it's just a thing.
For a
just
kid. Particular kid. And I find that kids know a lot about other kids. So,
So, in the context of this, Joy, it's cut out just a little bit for us, but I feel like this is still kind of what Moss is hearing because his ears aren't as good, so they just kind of they don't work as well as they used to. So he's getting sections.
At this point, all Moss is hearing is Pinky
Oh.
likes kids. Pinky's a fairy.
Pinky
Yes.
has kids with kids.
let
It's all-
me. All right. Am I still cutting out? Do I
It's
just
hard
need to
to.
be closer to the mic?
So the problem is it's hard to tell when you're cutting out when your camera is off because then we don't know if you're talking or not.
Okay, let me turn that back on then. All right. Cool.
All right.
Should I try saying it again, or are we just moving on?
In short, Moss got that Pinky likes kids because Pinky has just always liked kids.
Because they're good at tricks and playing.
Yes. And she also mentioned that she's looking for a particular kid, which I think
Oh.
is
Yeah, that's pretty
Yes.
big. Oh, you're looking for a. What do you mean by that?
well. It seems that there are a lot of kids just kind of disappearing all over the place, and a kid that I kind of knew disappeared, and I really want to find him. It'll make some people very happy, some people that I care about.
All right. Is it a kid pig fairy thing?
A what?
Like a
Sorry.
kid fairy?
No, it's a human, a kid.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's okay though. Pinky's gonna struggle to think of a question to change the topic. So how are you planning on getting into the was it the catacombs or the sewer? What was it?
Yeah, so I think here's my idea, Pinky. We go to the catacombs. We stealth our way around. I just want to get a layout of the land to see about how far we can get till it starts getting a bit dangerous. I'm going on an assumption here that these creatures, if they didn't like the flame, they probably don't like light in general. And so while it's light outside, I'm curious how much of the catacombs we'd be able to navigate around, sort of just stealth out just so we can get a general idea, see if there's any clues or leftover scraps, when you're when you're trying to find a bag of thieves or a rival gang or something like that. Sometimes they get sloppy and they leave stuff on their way out the door or when they're going back to their secret hideout. So hoping to see if we can find any clues like that to have a better direction.
cape or cloak. What is it? She's gonna point at all the cool little patches you have.
Oh, this? Sometimes it's clothes. Don't you have clothes also?
Yes, but this one seems particularly made for you.
Eh. Seems like the clothes you're wearing are made for you as well.
Touche.
You
What
guys
are the
can-
patches?
Hey, when you get a hole in your cloak, you gotta put a patch on it, don't you?
Pinky's gonna roll her eyes and just say, "You're avoiding the question, but that's okay. You don't have to tell me."
Choose to disbelieve the truth.
As you guys continue walking to the Red District, having somewhat broken conversation still, but making the best of it, of the situation. Eventually, you reach the bread wall, back to the same place that you've been. Though tonight, it seems like there's even less people here than around the other parts of the city. Seems like whatever was happening last night must have affected here more than other places. And while people are still out, it doesn't seem like as many people are going about, and you start to see more signs of sickness. You see what looks to be kind of medicine people going to and fro from house to house, checking on people, asking whether they have any sick. Many of these doctors, you could say, bring out your dead.
I was gonna say I just had Nepal or not. I had Monty Python and the Holy Grail just run through my head.
Exactly. It's kind of in that same vein. They're wearing kind of cloaks. They're going out and talking to people. Though you do notice every single person that is kind of these doctors are wearing a particular type of mask. They're almost like in the essence or in the shape of an owl. As they've taken half straps of leather and laid them out, making a fully enclosed mask, though having kind of almost the look of feathers and such.
Is this like within the world itself? Would Moss have recognized this as like a normal medicine practice, or is this very unique?
You've probably seen this before.
Okay.
Particularly you, Moss. It's not uncommon for those who deal with curses to kind of wear masks like this. It's believed that the owl is connected to the deity that helps protect you against cursing.
So connected to death in our world.
Exactly. Though it's kind of more of a superstition. A lot of times these masks are actually have been enchanted with some sort of magic to help ward off evil.
Okay. I think, is there any of these medicine people that look like they're in charge, or like a lead, or is everyone just sort of random?
It's kind of just random. You just notice like they seem to be kind of going from house to house, seeing if they can offer services and stuff like that.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Think we should talk to one of these people before we keep going forward?
Sure. Talking to people.
All right.
She's gonna. Sorry. She's gonna follow Moss's lead.
I have a quick question. Have you guys done? Are you guys just looking like your normal selves right now?
Yeah. So Moss looks like he's a hobo.
Good to know. All right.
I'm doing this not because you said anything, Chase. I was gonna do this originally, but Moss is gonna lean over to Pinky and be like, "All right, I'm gonna act like I'm sick, so we can try and get more information out of him because I look pretty dead." So you're gonna play the role the kid that's worried about her elderly friend. See if we can get some information. Try to get some medicine off of them because that will let us know a little bit more deeper on what's going on, or at least how they're treating it. So Moss is gonna start walking up to them, and be like,
Pinky's gonna pick the closest masked person, and she's going to fly ahead of Moss. No, she's gonna act like she's trying to help Moss, like, walk. And she's going to start saying, Hey, can you help my friend here? He's really sick. Can you help him?
As you approach this individual, you notice that the one that you've found seems to be not necessarily completely human, though it's hard to tell what race they are underneath their mask. A lot of their vowels are kind of drawn out a little bit, and they almost have a way of, when they speak, their words kind of have almost a flow to it. And you hear the voice kind of come from behind the mask. It says, yes, come here, child. Let's see what's wrong. As you kind of approach the individual.
Nice. Moss is gonna be like, oh no, it could just be my old age. But what's up? What's going on? Like, a lot more of you around this parts of town than usual right now.
It seems that there has been some sort of breakout of disease, a curse, something along these lines, and we're here to administer what we can.
Oh, a curse? They're like an epicenter for this right now?
Yes. Though, I would ask you to please not go and shout from the rooftops this information. We do not want people panicking, but it is also important to be truthful, that you know what is going on here.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna tell people. We're just wanna stay pretty far. If I haven't caught what's going on and I'm just tired of being an old man, I'd rather want to know where this epicenter is so I could stay away. So that's what we're. Don't worry.
That makes sense. From just looking at both of you, it looks like you have not contracted whatever this is.
Oh.
I would stay away from the Smider's Quarry, as that seems to be where the start of this originated.
The Smider's Quarry.
Yes, are you familiar with that district? Are you from here?
Just traveling merchants. Used to be successful, but maybe poor traveling merchants is a better way to put it.
Well, if I were you, I would be clear of that area, especially at nighttime.
You said something interesting that you could just tell by looking at us that we didn't have this disease. How so?
Oh, I have the innate ability to sense poison and disease and even curses. So I was able to quickly estimate that whatever is befalling you isn't what's going on here.
Is this ability like some sort of magical item or something that you have inherently?
It's not connected to the mass. It helps us to understand, to see.
Is there... Sorry. That's Moss is trying to really hack up a storm right here.
He will cast healing word on you. That's your coughing. You gain 4 points of health back. Though you
haven't lost any health, but sweet. Moss is just gonna dig into it and be like, well, if I'm being honest, I'm now pretty stressed about this. Is there a way to get a hold of one of those masks, or like just to make sure I don't, if I'm walking near someone that might have the disease, to stay away? I gotta keep myself safe from these type of pandemic type things.
Social distance, right?
Yeah, but
mask.
I knew.
Sorry.
Washing your hands many times a day. Cough into your arm. Yeah, he goes through the regular repertoire, but getting back to your actual question, he says, these masks sadly are not for sale. They are part of our order. You must be gifted one by joining, and as such, though probably similar magic can be found in different items. Are you either of you seeking to join our order?
That's it.
Oh, we are what we call Watchers. The Watchers like to keep an eye, not necessarily meddle, but try to help alleviate the pain of people.
What does it take to join?
Not much. There's usually residents of Watchers in every major city. Also, there's some that are traveling. If you were to go to one of their locations, you were to bind yourself to the cause, it wouldn't take very much.
I'm just afraid I'm not going to live long enough to be able to join without one of those masks, or without a way to protect myself.
That is true. Well, all I can offer you right now is this. And he'll offer from kind of he almost has underneath his cloak, how it's kind of pulled over, he kind of opens up one of his arms, and you see that his hand and like kind of his arms that are bare underneath his cloak are covered in fur, almost kind of a light tan with kind of striations and stripes. His hands are almost a mix between that of a human, but also a feline look. And he pulls off one of his off of kind of like almost a bandolier that he has on his chest, a small vial, and he hands it to you.
What's this?
It is a minor potion of healing. It should help alleviate any of the pain that you may have.
Oh gosh.
As of right now. It does 1d4 plus 2 points of healing.
Okay, I'll take it. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Of course. And remember, If you need anything, the Watchers are here, waiting.
Watch.
All right. We'll keep that in mind. We might come back later asking more information about this just to make sure I don't end up getting myself killed by attracting the disease.
Of course.
All right. Any
Well-
other questions for him, Pinky?
No? Okay. So, as you guys kind of make your separate way, what are you doing?
I know, we're all reading that right now.
Brandon, you're too funny.
Be careful.
For the podcast, when he handed over the potion, I said that it was a furry potion.
He wants you to join, and it's the only way.
Ah!
One of us.
I think, okay. Moss is going to turn over to Pinky and be like, all right, so we can either keep going over to Smiter's Quarry to figure it out, or we can head back and meet up with the rest of the group. Tell them what we know.
Go to the catacombs. We gotta keep our word. Everyone else is working hard.
All right. Let's keep heading over to Smiter's Quarry.
Perfect. Okay. As you guys are walking, you guys are passed by, a little while later, you're passed by a couple of individuals that are walking. And one of them, just a simple couple of men, look like they're going about their labors carrying supplies into the city. A lot of the supplies that they're carrying into are vegetables, a lot of things that are a little bit more expensive. And with it, you don't see any sort of bread staples being carried into it. A lot of the foods that are being brought in seem to be more dried meats, salted fish, things like that keep well. As well as other sorts of foods, though nothing high in carbohydrates. So maybe it'll be a little healthier for people. You never know. Keep the bread down. But as you're passing, you see one of the men walk past you. He'll look at you, Pinky, and he'll look kind of at you, and then look at kind of at your hat, and then he'll get a really furrowed brow, and he'll spit in your direction. I would like you. Let me see if he hits. He does not. As it kind of lands close to you, he'll yell at you, "What are you doing here? Get out of here! We heard what you did last night. You're one of them
Dude.
Vigil, aren't you?"
Yes?
You're a Vigil?
Yes?
The other guys, they'll kind of hear this, and they're all going to start setting down their boxes and stuff like that, and they kind of start approaching. "What'd you do with them? We heard that you started taking children last night. Were you the ones that started taking the original ones?"
Wait.
Children?
Taking the original ones? What are you talking about?
You took children last night. We heard about it. Vigils last night.
Oh,
Nah, man, I don't got time for kids. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you hearing?
me.
I see the symbol on your hat. You're a
She's
Vigil.
gonna pull it off her hat and she's gonna like spit shine it and be like, "Oh, I stole this off of someone. Isn't it shiny and pretty?"
Make a deception.
Okay. Yes. Where's my deception? That is a 24.
24. That's pretty dang good. With a 24, they like kind of just seeing your innocence and like nonchalantness as they're all kind of starting to kind of circle up, almost like they're wanting to rough you guys up. Seeing your just demeanor, they're like, oh, it's kind of a complete reversal of how they're acting towards you, realizing that you're probably just some fairy kid that stole this off of someone. They're like, well, good for you. I probably won't wear that around though. A lot of the other people are pretty mad at the Vigils right now. Did you hear what they did last night?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Apparently, they went over to the Smider's quarry and they found a little girl last night. And they took her. And we're
What
pretty
does she look like?
We don't know. We just kind of heard it from. We have people from. We're all from the quarry. We live up on the rim, but more on the western side. It happened more on the southeastern side, and so we. Since the word spread, we heard to not, trust those people.
Wait,
Oh, I see.
you said something. Go ahead, Pinky.
Right, because normally it gets me a little bit of respect, and I'm really small and no one respects me. But you have good advice, and she's gonna tuck it into her bag.
Mostly. But you mentioned something I thought was weird. You said, kids were getting stolen before.
Yeah, there was 3 kids that were stolen or went missing. What was it? About 3 nights ago now. We haven't heard anything, and since we heard people talking about how the Vigils, they took a little girl last night. People saw it, and they just tried to wave around their badges and show off like, it's fine, whatever. But we're pretty sure that they took the other 3.
Those dang Vigils, pieces of garbage. But anyways, about the 3. Where were the other 3? Were they also from the Smiter Quarry?
Yeah, there's 2 kids from the Smiter's Quarry. Their dad right now is sick. Mr. Sam Schumacher, he's a showmaker. Pretty good man. He works hard. Wife's taking it really hard with him being sick and both their sons being gone. Then we don't know the other one. I think it's a girl from the bread wall. That's where we're taking these supplies to. There's not a lot of food right now to go around here.
Yeah, see, you don't got a lot of bread taking stuff to the bread wall.
No. Heard that I have a mandate by the Crimson Cloaks. They said no bread is supposed to be sold or exchanged until further notice.
Interesting. We'll keep that in mind. Planning on buying some bread today anyways.
Oh, that's going to be kind of hard since it's somewhat against the law right now.
It's fair.
Anyway, we need to get going, but you all take care. Watch out for those Vigil types.
Hey, thanks for warning us about them monsters.
Pinky's gonna give him a little salute. Aye, sir!
They'll kind of look at you like, what? And then pick up their various items and continue carrying them.
So, real fast, Chase.
Yeah.
These names, just because my memory's failing me a bit, like this Sam Shoemaker. We haven't met this guy before, right?
No.
Okay. That's not the parents of the one kid that was getting wrecked.
No. That was the Elwins.
Okay. Alright, Pinky. Part of me wants to go back and connect with everybody else before we go further to the catacombs.
Something that I'd like both of you to do. Could I have both of you do a perception check?
Yeah.
As you've been walking.
Perception.
I did pretty well.
The 7.
23.
Pinky, it's a really nice day. It's a little chilly still, being up in the mountains and stuff. It's a cool breeze, but it's nice. Moss, you notice as you've been walking, as you kind of been going and a little bit remembering a previous conversation that you had with Captain Hawes earlier today, and discussing what the underbelly of the city is like. She described it as almost kind of a labyrinth of castles built underneath these. As the city that you see now is almost a top layer. And you're really seeing signs of that now that you're kind of looking for it. You notice that, in all honesty, there's a lot of entrances to the underbelly, different sewer grates, different wells, anything that kind of opens up down below. Almost an entrance. As you kind of look at it, you're like, oh, there really isn't just one big door to get in. These, whatever they are, they could come from anywhere.
All right. So how far are we from the Smithers quarry?
The Smiter's quarry?
Sorry,
You
Smithers.
guys are pretty dang close. You're probably only like walk.
Yeah. Okay. If we're really close to the Smiter's quarry, then we're right about the place that I want to start. All right, Pinky. You ready to check out these catacombs? Okay, I'm gonna assume you said yes. Let's do it, but I couldn't hear.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
We can see you say it, so.
Yeah. Okay, Moss is going to. Okay, let's go into one of these grates and let's head down to the underbelly.
With that, would it be all right if we switch over to the other crew, or I don't know, you, Moss? I know that you have to get kind of going earlier today. So
Yeah, I have a time constraint in about 45 minutes. I gotta head out.
Just keep
Well,
going.
then,
Just keep
okay,
going.
so we'll just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah. So, as you guys approach one of these grates, are you looking for a specific kind of entrance that you'd like, preferred way of entry?
So Moss wants to. We're about a block away, right?
Yeah.
So Moss wants to take a moment to sort of jog around a bit, sort of look at some of these grates and see if he can catch any of these grates or any sort of entrance that might have been moved or budged or something that looks like it's been worked. Because I'm assuming most of the grates probably have a thick layer of dirt or grime because they
Yeah.
Moss is looking for something that's been moved.
Okay. Yeah, definitely with your background expertise, you would know to kind of look for these signs. Make an investigation check. You have something that you'd like to do?
Can Pinky assist by describing and pointing out grates and things that look similar to the one she saw kids disappear into by the bread wall?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you saw people disappear into grates by the bread wall. Okay.
Specifically Clem and another kid.
So specific.
You just saw one kid.
Okay,
Oh,
just one kid.
The one with the cape. Oh, you can't read that.
So I'm specifically looking at those grates. Advantage on the investigation check?
Yeah, she's helping you.
Okay, thank you for advantage. My first roll was a 3, my second was a 19. So 19.
Let me just kind of check something. Yeah. As you start looking around and stuff like that, you find a grate that looks pretty recently moved. It's still fairly dirty, but you can tell by looking down, and as both of you are kind of watching out, you notice that it has like kind of scrapes along the metal. Rather than being just a rusty grate, parts of it have been kind of rubbed clean of rust, and a little bit more of that shiny metallic steel look to them. Where you're like, okay, this has been moved recently.
Okay, so mentally we're gonna mark it. So we're like, all right, this is our place, right? And then Moss is gonna turn. Yeah, I guess we're gonna move the grate and go in. Pinky, any complaints with that? Okay, we're gonna head in.
As you guys lift up the grate, it takes both of you because honestly, you guys are a little smaller than your average Joe, your average Pinky. As you kind of slide it over, you look down. You can see what looks to be kind of rickety, older wooden ladder leading deeper into the depths. You see a stream of light heading down, though right now it's too dark to kind of tell what's down there.
Even with dark vision.
With dark vision, though, that's this. This does go down what looks to be about 45 feet before it hits the bottom floor. As you guys start working your way down the ladder, you notice that the ladder itself is in fairly good condition, even though it looks fairly sketch.
Oh,
You
that's...
see what looks to be have worn in hand marks on this ladder particularly, and they look smaller than your normal older person. They fit your hands fairly well as the wood's been rubbed here.
There's still... Are we in complete darkness at this point, or is there still light?
There's light streaming in from above, from the grate, since right now it's about a little bit afternoon.
Okay. Trying to think. And so, like, as we're looking around, is Moss getting the general vibe like this is a place that people have been through recently?
You're getting the impression that there is activity happening here.
All right. Pinky, I got a question for you. It might get a little dangerous in here, and I don't want you to put your life on the line for something that you're not 100% invested in. We can keep going. We gotta be really stealthy, and there's a high likelihood that one of us gets killed. I'm not gonna stay behind and save you if you get caught.
Would say 100%. Oh, can you not hear me?
Now we can.
Now we
Okay.
can now.
I would say I'm 100% convicted. Yes. But I can't see in the dark.
All right.
So we would have to light something, and that would be maybe a problem. So if you think that's going to be a big problem, we can wait and go with the other guys, but...
Okay.
She's just going to smile sheepishly like...
All right. I'm a little worried. So, Pinky, let's just do a quick vibe to see if we get any reaction, and if we get a reaction, we're gonna bail out real fast, okay?
Okay.
So Moss is gonna cast Produce Flame. So now he has like a light around him. So now, and with sort of the intent, like if he sees any movement or hears anything, he's getting ready to like bolt up the ladder again. We're playing the coward game right now.
Okay. As you guys both look around your area, your situation, this seems to be what looks to be a a fairly simple entrance into a corridor. And at first, when you first landed on the ground, it looks like you're a typical sewer system any city would have. But as you light your hand, you notice that dug in the center of this corridor is a ditch running with what looks to be storm drain water leading down. As of right now, it's only a trickle. There's not very much water. But as you look around, you really get the sense of, wow, we're not just in a sewer. This looks like it used to be a hallway in a castle. As you can see, kind of vaulted ceilings and arches positioned every so often. It looks like someone has come down here, taken the stones out of the center of this hallway and turned it into a drainage system. They've taken the city underbelly and made it, whatever those castles, whatever was underneath there, into the utility that they needed for their city. The stench down here is not pleasant. The smell of decay, rotten, other things kind of permeate the air a little bit. And the architectural style is a lot more akin, from what you can see, to that of elegant elvish design, rather than like kind of the hard, brash, minimalistic, fundamental Havnok that you just left above. It looks like the Havnok, when they settled and took over this city from whoever they did before, felt like it was probably a really big disrespect to use whoever's homes these were prior as their sewer.
Mm. All right. Should we go on for a little bit, Pinky?
Yeah. Pinky's, I don't know, should we have like perception checks going? Because
If you want to.
yes, Pinky's gonna listen really hard to see if she hears anything. She knows she's probably gonna hear somebody before she sees somebody.
Okay.
So she ain't hearing nothing. That's a 2. I rolled a 3.
That's not happening.
I think Moss is probably just gonna run at his constant passive perception.
Good to
Which
know.
is
17.
wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys continue forward, you start walking. Something else that you notice as you go, a lot of that bread that was previously thrown out into the streets the night before, that had been decimated, seems to be swept into these sewer systems. And that also doesn't help with the smell. And it also seems to be producing kind of that almost shadow-esque crust on a lot of the old fixtures that you see. A lot of the times you'll pass by doorways and stuff like that that seem to be closed and locked up, and they don't look like they've been opened in eons. About 15 minutes down the hallway, as you guys were walking, Moss, you would notice something just barely. As you kind of approach this area, you see what looks to be more spider webs in this section. You stop.
1 second. My headphone came undone. Okay, I can hear again. So all I heard was spider webs, right?
Spider webs. You stop Pinky and yourself, and you kind of take a moment to look around and assess.
All right, what am I seeing? Like as I look around, like how big are these spider webs? We talking like
Big enough for you to be attached in. Most of them are above in the ceiling, in the kind of vaulted, domed-esque ceilings above you. Though something that really stands out to you as you kind of look around, you get the kind of, excuse me, you get a faint outline of a spider hanging upside down. Its body a mixture of white and blue. And as it's sitting there, it's much larger than you.
okay.
Though it's not moving. As it's sitting above you, you can see out of its mandibled mouth a slight drip, a little bit of a flow, almost, of almost a black, smoky ichor. Its
Pinky's.
head is kind of held down, though up in this inverse picture. And as its eyes kind of lock onto the light that it's just seen, you see nothing but blackness in them. I'd like you guys to roll initiative.
Oh.
Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, you saw that because it rolled a 15 on stealth.
That's passive. Passive helps out. All right. Initiative was really good for Kyle.
Same.
Good.
Okay. 19 plus 3. 21. 21 for initiative for Kyle.
23.
23.
I rolled a 20.
Yeah, you guys will be going first, with Pinky at the lead, then Moss, and then whatever this spider, larger than you. Think of like in Lord of the Rings, the scene in the third movie when Sam and Frodo are fighting the spider. That's kind of the size of it. It's
Okay.
pretty big.
Giant spider type size.
Giant spider.
Since Pinky's going first, she's gonna kind of lean over to Moss and be like, "We're running, right?"
Run.
Pinky's gonna turn and bolt. Yeah. Actually, good. No, she's not gonna. No, she's not gonna do that. Okay. Yeah, no, she's just gonna run. She's gonna dash.
Good to know. As you start running, the ceiling above you is about 30 feet up. Just so you know, are you running or are you flying?
Like I'm flying, but like not like any higher than Moss is tall, right?
You're like skimming. It's
Yeah.
French of the Death Star kind of.
Yes. I like to be the same height as my companions, so I'm sticking with that kind of height,
Perfect. You're just going to dash.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Moss, what do you do?
Yeah, Moss is gonna dash as well away.
Okay, perfect. As you both start running as fast as you possibly can, you see the spider's eyes kind of, if they could light up, though they are complete pitch black.
It's the spark when the enemy guy is like, oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you see that spark in his eyes. As you start running, this spider is going to give chase. Are you going to do?
It's gonna give you what?
It's going to give me. Do you? No, joking. As it starts running as fast as you can, it's dashing, which means it's keeping up with both of you. Kind of as you guys are running along the bottom and it's running along the top above you. Are you guys? We're going to go back up to the top of the round with Pinky. Are you planning on just dashing Pinky all the way back to the entrance, or are you planning on doing things like we'll say that this is a little bit more free flow of a combat where you'll probably have this round of combat will be basically you're running back to the entrance.
Right. Because I can dash as a bonus action, I am going to cast, if I can find it. I'm going to cast Color Spray behind us.
Okay. Would you be willing to read me what that does?
Yes. A dazzling array of flashing colored light springs from your hand. Roll 60-10. The total is how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect. Creatures within a 15-foot cone originating from you are affected in ascending order of their current hit points. So, just the spider.
Yep.
Yes. Cool. Let's do this. 60-10. Here we go.
Now roll that bad boy.
Okay. Forty points.
40 points. Okay,
Yes.
it's good to know. As you both are running, Moss, you look behind you as Pinky kind of swoops up with her flight. It's fairly close enough to cast her spell, and as you kind of turn back forward, you see behind you a dazzling flash of lights erupt, illuminating the cavern in front of you. The flash is gone in an instant, and Pinky, where as you're watching and looking behind, you notice that sorry, I'm just reading up to make sure I understand how this works. Okay, good. So as you've done this, you look into the eyes of the spider, and it doesn't seem to quite tell exactly where you're at. It looks like this has been effective. The 40 points was enough?
All right.
Moss, it's your turn.
Moss is gonna just continue. Moss is just gonna continue running with control flame. Just keep on dashing.
Okay. As you just keep on running, it'll switch to the spider's turn. As you kind of look back, seeing that it's not really able to focus in anywhere on you guys, you would notice, Pinky, at that moment, it all of a sudden disappears.
Wait. Like, disappeared? Or just, like, went out of view?
Disappeared. Like, as you see it almost...
Like,
gone.
turned into, like, black.
You don't see it turning to black. You just don't see it. It's gone.
So, Chase, I just gotta clarify for Kyle's mental image. Like, when you say disappear, like snap of a finger, it's gone, not like it slowly fades into the darkness.
It does not seem to fade into the darkness. As you're looking at it, in a second, it almost has like almost a faint blue glow around it, and then it's gone.
That doesn't seem good.
Run faster. Run faster. We are escaping.
Yes, we're running.
So, from what I can tell, color spray only lasts 1 round, correct?
Yes. Yes, it's instantaneous. Yeah, 1 round.
Perfect. Good to know. With that, then, as you both book it, it's back to your turn. You guys have made it to, with this kind of time, you almost still sense the foreboding of something. It has to. You get back to the entrance. You see the beam of light from the grate shining down where you entered in. Pinky, it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. Give me a moment. So, like, it's like foreboding. Like, I feel like there's something there. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, if you had a giant spider following you, and then it just hecka disappeared, probably still keep running.
Right. How close are we to this? The ladder? That's what it's called.
I'd say that for you, if you were just to fly straight up, you'd be able to dash and get out. The moss, it's about 15 feet to the ladder, and then 45 feet up, so it's cutting it pretty close.
Okay. I am going to get to the base of the ladder, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. Just to light up any creatures within 20 feet of the... and 20 feet cube of the ladder. Just be safe.
Just to be safe. Perfect.
Yes. Dexterity saving throw, if there is any out there.
Okay, good to know. As you cast it, though the light illuminates up the ladder as you both are approaching, it doesn't seem to catch any creatures inside.
Cool. Yes, and I'm gonna fly up the ladder, I guess, as far as I can get.
You'll get to right at the grate.
Cool.
All right. Moss is just gonna gotta check something real fast. I'm just trying to get out of here. Yeah, Moss is just gonna go as much as he can with the dash.
With that, you are basically to the top. You're scrambling up. I'm pretty sure you haven't moved this fast in a while.
Sounds reasonable.
Especially without Philip. With that, as you guys are sitting there, it all goes silent. You don't necessarily notice anything. And then right then, like a blink of an eye, the spider reappears right next to you on the ceiling.
Great.
It's large form looming over both of you as you are both kind of sitting right here next to the grate, looking up at it. Its mandible pincers still leaking that black fluid, whatever it is. The eyes almost don't look like it's comprehending what's seen. It does not take an attack because it had to use its whole dash to get right next to you. But it is poised from the looks to do what it wants to do.
And is it blocking us?
It's not blocking you. It's like right next to you. It's like it looks like it's trying to almost. It's about to try to like bite you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pinky, is your turn.
Cool. I'm going to grab out my rapier and take a swing at it.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit, yes.
Cool. Let's do some... Not that one. Do some damage. Alright. 10 points of damage. And... yeah. And then I'm going to get out of the sewer.
Yeah, as you kind of just take a minute to slash at it, and you start crawling up, it is going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I should have disengaged. Oh well.
Will a 15 hit?
Yes.
Okay. This first. You take 12 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see. Constitution saving throw. That is an unnatural 20.
A natural 20, that's good. You'll only take as much damage then. Let me roll for it. You'll take 10 points of damage, as is halved. As these pincers, they're able to grab you, and almost on the back of your calf, you can feel poison being leaked into your body with 22 points of damage.
That Pinky's out. Pinky's down.
Pinky, as you slip into unconsciousness, kind of the world around you spins. Moss, you see as Pinky's been bit, you see the spider take her. Actually, no, that would not happen. It can't do that on its turn. So, Pinky, you will fall down the 45 feet.
Oh my
Taking-
gosh.
Unless Moss did an opportunity grab.
You take 14 points of fall damage.
Could Pinky
You're not-
have used the disengage action? I'm sorry.
Well, she didn't.
I should have, but I didn't.
You should have, but she chose to stab it instead.
Yes.
That's
Forgot about the disengage.
Yeah, it's just how it is. Sorry, but Moss, you see her thud against the ground below. Moss, what are you doing?
Automatic fails. Death save, right?
Yep.
So took damage. Okay.
Yeah,
Double
you
check.
take damage. And I roll. Well, no, they're just automatic failures. It's an automatic failure. So you know that you failed one. As well as, I'm assuming that's not above hit point maximum, correct?
In like.
So if you take more than your hit point maximum of damage after you have been reduced
Okay.
to 0 hit points, you...
Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay,
Yeah.
just want to make sure.
We're good. We're good.
Okay. It's Moss's turn, right?
Yes.
Moss is just gonna watch Pinky fall. And there comes this dilemma in Moss. In his mind, like the anime flashback scene. As the countless people he's left behind to save his skin start running through his mind. He then looks at Pinky on the ground, looks up, and Kyle's gonna roll to determine what Moss does, because Moss said he was gonna leave Pinky.
He did.
Moss is gonna cuss under his breath, and he'll use a bonus action healing ward on Pinky to get Pinky back up and running. So you're only gonna get 1d4 plus my wisdom saving modifier. And so...
I'll take it.
Oh, sweet. I rolled a 1 plus 3. 4. You get 4 hit points, Pinky. Enough to get you back into the game as Moss just sort of shouts, "Get up, you freaking fairy!" Alright. And that's just my bonus action. Moss is then going to use his action. I can't cast that because I can't cast 2 spells in 1 turn. Moss is going to use his action to disengage with the spider. Is that something I have to do?
Yes.
Okay. And then...
Though I will, as you... Pinky, as you kind of come back to, with your healing, you notice that your body, since you have fallen unconscious and got back up, even after regaining hit points, you feel that your body is paralyzed.
Oh my gosh.
Would Moss see this? Would Moss, like...
Yeah, you would down and you would see fear in Pinky's eyes as she's not able to move. So I just want to point that out before you use your action if you want to do anything else.
No, that's good you pointed it out, because I was just about to bail ship. Crap, Pinky's paralyzed. Crap. Okay. Guys, this is not good, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, this is way not good.
Like, this is the moment where Kyle's like, well, crap, like, how am I supposed to get out of this type of a situation?
Yeah, whoops. Sorry. Should have disengaged.
It's alright. Hey, that's sometimes how the game goes. That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Okay.
don't know if Pinky would have had the mind to disengage anyways, so.
Okay. How big is this spider?
You would assume that it's about a large monstrosity.
Okay. What's a vertical surface? Oh, that's like this. How are we defining vertical surfaces today, Chase? Like that comes down to perspective.
Yeah, it's all about perspective for vertical. If you turn this way, technically that's vertical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to work with you on this one. It sounds
Okay.
very interesting.
Because Moss is going to try something. Because the spider is big. And Pinky and Moss are both small. Yeah, and if this doesn't work, like, we're dead, Pinky, just so you know. And I'm going to run away. So Moss is going to get down the... Can the spider hit me where he's at right now?
It has already used its attack of opportunity on Pinky.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just wanted to confirm. So Moss is gonna get down right next to Pinky, right? He's gonna pull off the patch of a window. And it's a small window. And he's gonna throw the window on the floor, because from a certain perspective, the floor is a vertical surface.
I mean, there's skylights all the time. That's still a window.
That's what, but small. It's a small window. Small window.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hope, does it open up to something beneath us, right?
As you lay it down, you see the stone almost get. You hear like kind of a tearing sound in the rock as it opens up. The bricks themselves are kind of being pushed and molded in a way, and you see like a wood and window frame begin to be made, and a simple glass pane window with shutters appear on the floor for you, right next to the paralyzed body of Pinky.
Nice.
It seems to.
And Moss is just gonna grab Pinky with his action and jump through that window and really, really pray right now that there's something it's not that far of a fall.
Okay. As you grab Pinky and you jump.
Oh, grab Pinky.
It's not that far of a fall, but what you do find yourself landing in, not the most appreciating thing, seem to have found yourself into some sort of drainage water, maybe another thing, as you hear underneath you. At this moment, the spider above you falls from the ceiling, lands right over you, like looking down through the window. You can see like legs being blocked out by the skylight as it tries to pry itself in there, as more of that black liquid drips from it. You can see this. Pinky, you see nothing, as the darkness has completely encompassed you, as you guys are now on the scariest water ride of your life, as you guys are kind of being led down this deeper way. Are you doing anything, Moss, as you seem to be out of combat, as it is not able to make its way through the window?
Oh gosh, so I'm assuming we're going down like a water rapids type of a thing right now. Yeah. So Moss is going to use wild shape at this point.
Okay.
And he is going to turn himself. Oh, seahorses aren't that big. Dang it.
I also don't think you can turn yourself into a swimming creature yet with your level in Druid.
It's just the CR 1/4.
Yes, but I think you have to be level 4 or 6 before you can use swimming creatures. I can look it up for you.
Yeah, let's look that up. I've
I
never.
know it's level 8 that you can use flying creatures.
Yeah, I've never heard that before, so I'd be curious. Because my understanding is it's just up to 1/4.
With wild shape starting at second level, you can use your action to magically assume the shape of a beast that you have seen before. You can use this feature twice. You gain expanded uses when you finish a short long rest. Your druid level determines the beast you can transform into, as shown by the beast shapes table. At second level, for example, you can transform into any beast that is a challenge rating of 1/4 or lower that doesn't have a flying or swimming speed. So the table says at second level, your max CR is 1/4, and it cannot be flying or swimming. So example, like a wolf. At 4th level, it's 1/2, and you can have a swimming speed, and at 8th level, it's a CR max of 1, and you don't have anything holding you back from being able to fly or swim.
Okay. Well, if that's the case then, sorry, I can't swim out of this. Moss is going to try his best to keep Pinky's head above water. Maybe try to grab the edge, but he also understands he's an old man in a terrible situation right now. So it's just survival.
As you guys are whipped down through it, keeping her head above the water is not necessarily terribly difficult. You can see kind of the panic in her eyes, though she's not able to speak at this moment. You eventually are kind of led down to where the water gets more calm, and it's hard to tell whether it was an hour later, whether it was 5 minutes later. Time in the depths becomes a little less relative, like a little less meaningful. Eventually, though, you see what looks to be a light coming from a distant vantage point from where you go.
Head towards that light.
You guys kind of float along the drainage and the filth. You eventually find yourself coming to a grated exit pipe of the sewer. The bars here have already been they're not close enough to keep the likes of you from being able to squeeze through, and as you kind of go through it, you are expelled into what looks to be outside pond, almost a moat per se, that looks like it's surrounding the whole city. As daylight bathes both of you, you look around at the countryside. It's beautiful. It's a grand vista of gray peaked mountains and green valleys. You realize that, wow, this is a beautiful place, but the moat that you're in does not smell very good. As you are able to kind of guide Pinky towards one of the sides of the embankment, you're able to finally pull her out and pull yourself out, covered from head to toe in filth. You both seem to have been able to survive. Pinky, as you and Moss lay there for a while catching your breaths, realizing that you almost died, you're able to kind of recenter, and after a couple of minutes, maybe 15, you come back to being able to feel your body.
Pinky's going to start. You know that kind of laugh cry that people do? Like that was so scary, but like, you know, we're alive, and like... as she like slowly starts to move, and she's just sobbing but laughing, and she just doesn't know what to do.
Moss is just gonna like look over at Pinky and just like roll his eyes and be like, "Get up!" As he sort of like kicks her to get up. Get up, you fairy!
Pinky's gonna... Yep, quiet.
Yeah, that's right. That's all right. All right, Pinky, we gotta focus. We gotta get back to the rest of the group. Tell them what we figured out. Tell them what's down there. Make sure we got a rough estimate on, like, if the whole party could take on that spider. I don't know how tough that thing is. All I know is it bit you once and you were down, which sort of has me worried.
Yeah. Pinky's gonna stand up kind of shakily and still just laugh, sobbing. You know, that would have been really, really fun if I wasn't paralyzed.
Fun.
The water slide.
That's a... Alright. As Moss is just gonna start dragging Pinky along to try and meet up with the rest of the group as quickly as possible.
With that, you both start heading your way back, and you're able to venture in, able to make your way through as you kind of climb up, you go up through kind of a gated entryway, and at that, you both will return a little bit later that evening, as Kyle, you need to leave, but you have made it successfully back to the Vigil's outpost.
Awesome. Also, just as we are making our way back, every moment I can use a bonus action healing word, Moss is just constantly whispering to Pinky to get Pinky healed up all the way.
Perfect.
But his words are not the most healing of words.
What were you thinking?
What were you thinking? Why did you stab the stupid spider? You just run away. Disengage and run. Disengage and run. You got it as a bonus action. Alright,
You guys have survived, and I think right now we're going to take a break. We're kind of halfway through this already.
Sorry to take up all that time. I did not think that was
fine.
going to happen.
That was exciting.
I'm just glad you guys are alive.
Oh, no.
Me too.
I was like, oh crap.
Before I walk out, like, I'll be honest, like, when the spider was there, I was like, alright, we just gotta get past the spider. And then when you hit the ground, Pinky, I was like, crap. I can't heal you. And I can't get out of this situation.
But Moss
Use one of your special patches.
So, Chase, could you think, like, I could not think of any other way to get out of there alive with Pinky.
That was really clever.
my thought process was you using your cloak in some way.
Yeah,
So,
that
yeah.
was, I was looking through everything like, alright, I need something. Which sucks, because the window was the best one. But
That
whatever.
was really good.
Which I was gonna, like, I don't know. Anyways, I gotta go.
See you, Kyle.
See y'all later.
Epic, though. Bye.
I'm sending us to break. 3, 2, 1.
All right. We're back. Sorry, I'm eating a grape. So, transitioning from what happened with Pinky and Moss, as they're still making their way back towards the outpost, we are brought back into the scene as we're kind of in the main head room by the desk of the outpost curator for the Vigils. You're all kind of standing around. Opal just left the room as something kind of threw her off. And Alia, you just read the connection about Ren. What do you guys do?
Ren,
Yeah,
can I ask you a question?
yeah, of course.
Why do you have a representation of, where is it? A sec. Why do you have a representation of Yoko?
Ren will look down at his necklace and he'll look up and just kind of say, "My whole village worships Yoko."
He's, and I guess in these books that I found, he's known as an evil god. One of the gods that I think potentially created the ferocious monsters we have in the world today.
I think Ren will look a little bit not offended, but I mean kind of like bro. And Ren will say, well, yeah, Yoko can be a bit unruly, but Baisha keeps him in check. But he's a noble god. He's a god of strength, a god of ending, a god of consequence. He's not evil in any way.
I guess the books that I read today, had him labeled as one of the gods of the what was the group called?
The usurper gods.
Yeah, he was one of the usurper gods.
In my village, when we speak of, or in the legends, in the stories of the time long before we were here, when the gods themselves walked the earth, there is a story of a sort of kerfuffle amongst the gods. But there was no sides. It was a civil war, a whole web of conflicting viewpoints, and gods would band together and sometimes band with other ones. There's no evil gods.
I just, from the research that I found, the usurpers, it was a war between gods, and they created creatures and monsters out of desperation to try and win.
Win what, though? Dominion?
I think the right to rule. It had um it had him associated with Vena and Garuth, the god of tyranny.
Ren will look even just more, not necessarily like, confused, but more just like, he'll say, no, Vena is a goddess of memorial.
I don't.
Like a goddess of unknown. Darkness and loss isn't a bad thing.
The book I was reading was from the people before here, before Havnok. From the people of the Ryuli, and maybe even more ancient than that.
Well, I don't know what they believed, but I believe that all these gods are very noble. They all have helped sustain my village, my people. I'm not going to be so quick to turn my back on them, because I know they wouldn't do that for me.
Look, as long as you're not some crazy cult killing people, who cares? Doesn't matter who you worship, but maybe just don't go around saying those names. Most people take unkindly to them. I'm gonna go chase after Opal.
Okay. Should we come with, or is this like a you thing?
Come if you want.
You could see in the eyes of Alia that there is more that she wanted to say, but she'll just kind of like turn away and start to follow Barren.
Okay, I'll follow as well.
Opal. Wait up.
Is Opal paying attention?
Nope.
Alia's gonna basically say, Opal, stop, in Celestial.
Opal will stop. In a Arthur Fist T pose.
What did you say?
Arthur Fist T pose.
No, sorry, that was Barren talking to Alia.
I just told her to stop.
I really don't want to talk about this right now, and Alia, she'll say back. She'll say back to Alia and Celestial. Did you hear our conversation in the restroom back at the training grounds?
Oh, I'm trying to. I don't think she would answer, but you would definitely see it in her face.
I think she'll continue to say in Celestial to Alia, like, there's just some things that I'm not ready to explain. I mean, she'll go back to speaking common, normal, whatever. I've already started to share a little bit of who I am with Moss during the trial, and it's taking me time to accept what's going on.
And what is going on? You seem to know a lot more than you're letting on.
Well, Opal will pop a squat.
Let's go inside and talk.
Opal will get back up and then move to place and then pop a squat. I just have patience with me, okay? But what questions do you have?
What do you know about the Hero of Lillies?
Next question.
What do you know about the Paraxium?
Next question.
Look, we can't keep doing this. You need to answer something.
Wait, are you saying next question like you don't know, or just like later, like not right now? Next question. Okay.
How about you tell us what you're willing to talk about?
I think it's important for me to be vulnerable and honest in order for this team to trust me. And I understand only so much trust can be built when I say, I'll tell you later, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. So I understand that. And it's pretty obvious that there's a lot of things that I'm withholding from you, with the fact that you all, saw a different part of me last night. Or the night before, whatever. Last night. So, with what I share, I beg of you to please not change your perspective of me and just understand that I am me, not anything crazy or special or, like a typical paladin. I'm nothing above you. I'm just one of you. I'm your teammate. You promise me that you will remember that as I will try my best to share a little bit more about myself.
I mean,
I didn't hear McKay.
My bad, it was muted. Everyone's got a past.
Alia.
I mean, to be honest, I've known for a while now that you were different, and I personally don't feel like I've treated you any differently.
Thank you. Ren?
I personally have no problem with, and he'll say whatever this is. Just like, it's not bad. Like, in a good way. He'll say I don't have a problem with. I mean, all this. You're helping us. You are a great asset to the team. I don't see how it could be a bad thing. Like I've said before, that the gods have shown you favor, and I think that's a good sign. I'm willing to trust you. But I do hope that you'll trust us eventually as well.
Okay.
As you start, I'm gonna take out my whip and just start cleaning it.
Opal will make that face exactly what I just did. Okay, well, if I'm gonna share like my whole life story, I'd just appreciate a little more. Okay. The Praximum. Praxum. Nothing.
Praxum.
Paraxum. The Paraxum was a war between gods, goddesses, demons, and people of this world. So I understand. I don't know everything, thus I went with Ren to learn more. Thus the whole investigation. If I knew more, I would have said something. But who I am goes back then. And the Hero of Lillies, Opal at this point is kind of... The Hero of Lillies was chosen as a protector during this war, and she was so blessed that the gods blessed her that her ancestors,
Descendants.
descendants, backwards, her descendants would carry on the duty to defend this world. And so each descendant that comes through the line, if it is a girl that is born and the eyes are, upon birth, glow amber, the people know that that child has been chosen by the gods to continue to protect the land. And it is tradition to be named after the first who is chosen. And so that's why my name is Opal, because the first was named Opal. And the reason why I struggle with this, because it wasn't my choice. I never had a choice from the beginning. And that's something really hard to deal with, as if people see that you are different, suddenly you're top person of the town and nobody wants to have disputes with you, let alone play with you, or just none of this was my choice. And I'm trying to have a little control in my life, as I'm not Opal. I'm not Opal. I'm me. So that's why I joined the Vigils, as I wanted to be able to do it for myself. But I understand if I break the vow that my ancestor made, great destruction and tyranny and everything would take place, as loved ones of mine would die. My teammates, you will die if I don't uphold to the oath that my ancestor made. So I'm caught in just between two lives, as I want to be me, but I also want to hold that duty that I've been given. It's just hard, and it's something that I still struggle with to this day, as I grow stronger, my ancestor blesses each descendant of who is blessed with visions of instruction. And sometimes they're a huge smack in the face of, hey, if you fail the world. So it's hard, because I want to be fun, I want to make friends, I want to enjoy my time while I'm here, but still uphold that responsibility and complete it and become strong, and just, it's really hard. Does that make any sense?
It does. And I guess I really can't speak for everybody else, but I will do whatever I can to help you accomplish whatever goal that you want. And I guess just be somebody you can be Opal around. And just be yourself and not have to worry about being whatever I guess you've been prophesied to be.
Ren is looking like he's like, yeah, whatever. We're chill. But you can tell like he's acting, he's hoping that he looks like that. But in reality, like you can tell he's like, oh my gosh, the hero of legend. Like so he's like kind of feeling nervous, you know?
Doesn't want
Doesn't want to make a fool of himself, yeah.
I've hung out with it for 3 months now, but like,
Yeah.
still kind of.
You're telling me for generations that none of your ancestors have ever failed?
I didn't say that. We're blessed with visions, and I'm sure they don't want to talk about the bad times the ancestors disappointed the bloodline and blah blah blah. We don't talk about that.
Well, but
I-
if there were failures, your line is still here. I'm still here. We haven't been destroyed. Who says you can't do what you want?
I understand that, but again, I don't know.
Don't know unless you try. Try
I don't
carving your
know.
own path.
Purposely failed. That's why I'm struggling with this. As do I fulfill this duty or do I do my own thing? And I appreciate your support, and I am me, but it's just hard with all the pressure to be somebody else.
So are you and Adelaide like related or something? Like you both have like the same like wings and like similar eye color, I think.
I honestly don't know. I grew up with her, but she wasn't like that before. Yeah, that's new. No idea.
Does that make you feel weird? Maybe you are related. Maybe she's the hero. The hero of Lillies.
This is blowing Ren's mind. 2 heroes in our midst.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. As I was blessed by my ancestors' decision. Ugh. And Adelaide's situation, I understand, is a little different, but that's not my information to share. You'll have to talk with her.
Well, you still gonna wield an axe for us?
Yeah. The axe is obviously my ancestors. It's passed down. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't really care about that. I just want to know, you're still gonna hold an axe for us?
Yeah, I'll hold the axe.
Okay, then I don't have a problem with you, Opal.
Okay.
As kind of this conversation comes to kind of a finish, but it almost feels like it's kind of a little bit of a tense moment. Ren's over there, not knowing how to handle this information. Barren just kind of keeps cleaning his whip. And it's about that moment that you see 2 figures kind of basically just fall through the door, landing in front of you. See a very dirty Pinky and Moss.
Oh, you smell.
Pinky, for once, just stays quiet.
It's
Just
okay.
it's a lot of emotions. She's gonna go right to whatever bathroom, shower, whatever, and she's gonna clean herself off.
Yeah,
Not even gonna say a word.
like you kind of like make eye contact with Barren after he says that, kind of almost in a jovial manner, not necessarily akin to like the way he is, but more the way he acts with you. Kind of make that eye contact, just kind of turn down and just walk to the washroom to start cleaning yourself. Moss goes to a different one, not too long after. Eventually, both Moss and Pinky exit the door to the bewildered rest of the group, wondering what the heck happened to that.
I'm honestly surprised you're still alive.
Pinky's gonna tear up just a little bit, but then she's gonna like hold it back.
Yeah, it was amazing. Moss was a hero. We went into the catacombs and it was dark and I couldn't see, but he held a little flame for me. It was super cool. And we walked a little ways and we saw a giant. It was so scary.
She's gonna start like shaking a little bit.
And we almost made it out, but it was fast. It was so fast. And then it bit me, and I was paralyzed, and I fell, and Moss saved me. He put a window in the floor, and it was so cool. And we went on a crazy water slide ride. It was really stinky, and I couldn't move still, and
She's just gonna shake and kind of fall on the floor and kind of do the laughing, sobbing thing again.
Yeah, Moss will just say, we ran into a giant spider down there, and it's pretty dangerous. We might want to be fairly well prepared before we go down.
So it's just a spider? You guys didn't see like an evil demon god, king, lord?
We can't hear you.
Oh,
There you are.
there
you
we
back.
go.
do it again.
Well, that's what it looked like to me.
Opal will go to Pinky and just her hand. It's okay.
It's okay. Moss will say, kind of describe to you how the spider had the leaky mouth and eyes, how it teleported. It just basically runs through the story for you, how they hadn't gotten that far into the whatever subterranean city is underneath this one when they ran into whatever that was.
And why do you smell like that? Smells like a troll's cooking.
The water slide. Splash cavern.
Interesting. At this point, have they freshened up?
Yes,
Okay.
they got cleaned up, but probably still a little bit lingering.
Well, I'm glad you guys are back safe. As you can kind of see, like Alia, like like when you just smell something awful and you're just like, oh. Um, I'm gonna go take a walk. I'll be back in a little bit.
Well, we better fill you in what happened.
But Piggy's kind of getting a hold of herself, and she's, I don't know. And she's just kind of giggling to herself, making herself happy again. Just thinking of happy things.
Bitch.
You want me to
thank
take
you.
this one, or do you guys want to explain it?
You've got it.
Well,
Just know my story's my own. Please.
so Opal's like some hero from the past or something like
Barren
that.
Opal will take the axe and put it right to his neck.
It's gonna come out eventually, Opal. Might as well tell the whole party. Anyway,
Is that why you can fly?
we didn't find a whole lot about the shadow creatures, about Ma'anyan or the name escapes me, but
Maybe.
we believe that this is older than I think some of us were originally thinking. But there's a few more places that we can check out if we want to try to learn a little bit more. We can go see the Tsigani, if we can find any in this town, that is. We also have those missing kids. Potentially we could talk to their family.
Question. The Manyam guy. Where did we learn about that name?
Ma'anyan?
Yeah.
You first heard it from the Clem kid.
And she said like something like that's who she serves, right?
Yeah.
So we get the idea that that being is still living, maybe. So Ren will ask Opal. He'll say, so we learned that your predecessor long ago vanquished Manya. Do you know anything more about like how she did that? Or maybe like parallels to our situation and like really what we're dealing with and how we can basically do the same thing?
The only vision I've been blessed with so far was of my ancestor standing before doing onion based on the description he's been able to find. That was it. But I can meditate to see if I can connect with my ancestors to see.
Can you like talk to her?
I will say it's not pleasant.
Talking to her?
Just the whole
She's
thing.
rude. Okay.
Remember the pressure? Remember? I'm just like, you better not screw up, you better not fail, and
Well,
but
just
yeah.
know that we believe in you. We support you.
Okay.
No, we do. Looking at fucking Barren.
Yeah.
Looking at him like, dude.
Wide-eyed Barren, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, well, good luck. Find out what you can. If not, totally okay. We've got the library. There's tons of knowledge there. Tons of books. Whatever.
Yep.
How late in the day is it right now?
It's basically getting to nighttime at this point.
I'm sure Pinky would have mentioned the extra outbreaks of the whatever disease it is. So, you know.
So I think we should move quickly, or else a lot of people are gonna probably die. Mm-hmm.
Well, we can go searching tonight for a Tsagani. Or we can wait till the morning.
I propose the morning, since night is when their enemy's most strongest and mobile.
You sure that's what your ancestors want?
I'm sure my ancestors
I'm kidding,
worked.
Opal. I'm kidding.
No, like when Barren says that, Ren's like, yeah. The ancestors.
Yeah, too soon.
See, I have a
Opal-
funny side.
Opal's just gonna leave and get ready to meditate.
Whatever. Okay. I'm assuming you all are kind of getting ready more for the evening, kind of winding down and stuff like that. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do before I transition over to Opal?
Just so you know, Alia is not in the room. She is gone out.
Pinky is making cupcakes.
Perfect. It's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Barren, Ren, it seems to be you two have been kind of left in the room. Moss has said that he's tired in a grumpy voice and went to bed.
Could I have a word with Opal real quick?
Yeah.
Before she goes off to meditate. I just want to say hey, I was just barely talking to Alia about my beliefs and stuff, kind of teaching her some things, and she reminded me of a goddess called Venom. In my village, we had a shrine dedicated to her, but it was a shrine for our ancestors and people in the village who had passed on. I was thinking maybe if you could consider either praying or some sort of meditation towards Vena to bring that memorial and that link to your ancestors to maybe help you.
I honestly can't make any promises.
Well, hey, it's worth trying. I'm just saying, it's some people in my village. I don't know if they're crazy. Well, they could be crazy and telling the truth, but it's worth a shot. I mean, some people have said that they've talked to their ancestors. I figure, hey, why not? I tried after my dad died. It didn't work, but I at least felt closer to him.
Okay.
Maybe you could feel closer to the Hero of Lillies yourself.
Okay. I'll try.
He'll pat you on the back.
Atta girl, go.
Barren will just stay up and probably play some solo chess.
Alia, what are you up to as you're walking?
She is just walking. She's probably crying with frustration and anger and just trying to process emotions.
Now, for you to understand, does Alia understand why she's crying?
Yes and no. a lot of it is kind of how she's found, what she found out in the library about the monsters, how Ren, in her opinion, is worshiping is worshiping a god that potentially created the monster that tore her life apart.
Mm.
That's hard. As you take some time to process your emotions, you kind of take a sec to just breathe deeply, feel your heartbeat in your chest, the same rhythmic drum. It's always been there. For some reason tonight, as your mind is reflecting back towards your father, feeling your own heartbeat, for some reason just comforts you. Is there anything else that you were planning on doing to work through this?
No, she's just out later than she probably knows she should be.
All right. Eventually, though, nothing comes and disturbs you as you're out tonight. You eventually make it back to the Vigil's outpost. So your companions have already kind of started turning in. Opal is just sitting on a bed, her back against the wall, just eyes down, kind of in a more meditative pose. Opal, I'd like you to do either a history or a religion check. I can't remember if they're the same thing for you or not.
They're the same.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 18.
18. Really good. Okay. As you ponder and you're thinking, your mind is reflected kind of back, and with being able to allow yourself the liberty of being honest with the people around you, it's almost in some ways liberating, to where going into this trance is not quite as scary. It's not still not a pleasant thing for you, but you don't have to feel like you are, in a sense, trying to hide something while you're acting this way. In some ways, that's a relief. In other ways, it's still hard because you honestly just want to be who you are. Some of these my thoughts kind of meddle in your mind, and it gets you a little frustrated. In all honesty, as you have your axe, Shadowrend, the same axe that each hero before you has carried. It's warm in your touch, comforting, but also represents everything that's causing the commotion. And that's the hard thing. You feel yourself kind of trying to focus, thinking back to that same moment that you saw, whatever that was, the day before. You see yourself, you're visualizing in your mind. It's about that moment that you see yourself, similar to the one that you had prior. This Opal standing in front of you, looking very similar to you, though her armor is of an older make older model. The blade at her side is still the same. The crest of the triquetra emblazoned on her cape. As you kind of come to focus, your eyes locking with hers, as it almost looks like she's looking through you. Kind of take a moment and wonder why she's seemingly piercing your soul with her glare. And then you look back and then you see a figure. Kind of a little more clear, though a lot of it's still fairly shrouded. It's almost like whatever this is extension of the darkness itself. But you can see the hulking form of whatever it is. It's frozen in time. You see what looks to be 3 eyes, one in the center of 2 on the side, and 3 horns being pointed out from this large creature. You look back towards Opal and have a faint glows coming from her. She kind of snaps out for a second, focuses on you and says, "Oh, hello, you're here." And it's at that moment that we're going to this episode. That was a pretty fun one. Okay, well, we'll see what information Opal is able to glean as you guys are preparing for your rest that evening, and see what you can accomplish the next day. This has been the Dungeon House. Dungeon
Dungeon house.
Stop recording and stop stream.